For those select few that are already initiated, you should already know what this is. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're gonna get to the other stuff in a minute, but what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So I guess it ain't nothing else left to do. You done fucked around and clicked on some trill shit this time. Everything is vibration. So I am that Jones in your bones. And as we start moving together on perfect rhythm, might just be on the same plane. And I ain't talking about flight 828. Although we can definitely manifest whatever the fuck we want to. No. I'm talking about planes of existence. I'm talking about changing your reality because you can't see me. I know you think you hear me right now, but it ain't that. No, you gotta feel me. I am the vibe of the day. I know I'm something else. I'm like a horse of a different color. Pun intended. Better smile. I'm just giving you something you can feel. Just sit right there. Yeah. What it was, y'all. Y'all know who it is, and if not, I can't tell you. You can just call me the King. And y'all tuned in with Priceless Knowledge of Self, and this right here, this ain't nothing but some cosmic insight. And hey, man, I'm finna just get right to work before shit gets weird, because this right here, this a little something about those people that have Saturn and Aquarius in their natal chart. And see, before I even go there, if you don't know my style, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tell you a little bit about Saturn. I'm going to give y'all a quick breakdown of the energy that comes along with it and how it might affect you. Then after that, we're going to talk a little bit about what the sign of Aquarius is actually all about. And then we're going to bring it to a culmination and then a crescendo and eventually a climax. And luckily for you, that's my forte. Y'all are tuned in with one of the coldest closers in the game. And let me put a disclosure out right now. At the time of this recording, we have Mercury retrograde in Libra exactly conjunct my ascendant. And so I'm going to use that as an excuse for any fuck ups you see in this video. Oh, the conveniency of being an astrologer. So with that in mind, let's get this thing cracking. So Saturn, Daddy Saturn. Well, if you didn't know by now, this is the resident disciplinarian and taskmaster of the zodiac. And anytime you fucking with Saturn, it ain't gonna make shit easy at all. As a matter of fact, being the ruler of the sign of Capricorn and the 10th house of the astrological chart, this is all about taking the necessary steps and putting all the work in if you ever want to see tangible results. It's like that priceless message of Jesus Christ himself. If Jupiter's gonna feed you a fish and bless you for a day, that's cool. But Saturn's gonna put you through some shit that teaches you to fish, and you'll never be hungry again. It's like this. When I was a child and I thought like a child and I was embroiled in my childish ways, I had a deep fear of Saturn. Saturn represents hardships, hard work, discipline, mastery. And my little old 5th house Pisces moon wasn't trying to hear that. But my 2nd house Saturn in Sagittarius has something else to say. And that perfect square that they form to each other, it's made a big difference on my life. And it's really helped me develop my spirituality. And that's crazy because my Saturn journey is all about faith and works. And ain't it ironic that I used to be the motherfucker with a complete lack of faith, but here I am speaking on my faith to thousands of people on a daily basis. Yeah, man, Saturn is real. Y'all people these days be talking about pressure. Oh, I'm pressure. This pressure. That's pressure. Nah, You ain't pressure. That ain't pressure. Saturn is pressure. And pressure do two things. It's either going to bust your pipe or it's going to make a diamond out of you. I mean, how the fuck you think I got here before you here today? Shining. And Saturn also co-rules the sign of Aquarius in the 11th house of the astrological chart. So for me, that says that it's okay to want to rule the world as long as you're putting the work in. And hey, man, Saturn rules over time and all of its usefulness and all of its limitations. And when you look at that from a human aspect, that means it ruled over age and old age and all of the lessons that could teach us. And wherever Saturn shows up in a chart, it's going to speak to where we see restrictions. It's going to see where we have fears. It's going to speak to where we feel obligations. It's going to speak to where we might be holding ourselves back a little bit, or where the universe might be holding us back a little bit so we can catch up on some karma. And so the sign placement of Saturn is going to show the type of energy that's connected with our feelings of obligation. And it's also going to show the type of energy that we're going to have to work a little bit harder and able to access. But once we get there, we can achieve mastery. And I mean true mastery. Now, the house placement of Saturn, this is going to show areas of life that we feel restricted in and where we're going to have to work a little bit harder in order to obtain the things that are coming to us. But once we get them, we got them. And the aspects of Saturn, these are going to show direct involvements of other areas of life with feelings of responsibility. Okay. And, let me tell you now that every 28 to 32 years, Saturn transverses the whole zodiac and comes back to the place it was at the moment of your birth. And that right there, that signifies that Saturn return. And, that kind of signifies the beginning and ending of some karmic cycles in our life. And, often there's going to be lot of tumultuous experiences connected with that. But there doesn't necessarily have to be, because it could also show sometimes where restrictions are eased up on us. It's kind of where we're at in our life, or it has to do with the aspects going on with our Saturn return and, you know, what we've kind of prepared for ourselves spiritually or whatever we have going on, because mine is connected spiritually. That doesn't mean yours is. So you'd have to look in your chart or have a professional like myself look at your chart, and we'll be able to tell you what's going on with you. Okay. So the sign of Aquarius. This is the 11th sign of the zodiac. It rules over the 11th house. It's ruled by Saturn and Uranus. And it rules over the shins. Its symbol is the water bearer. Its mantra is I know. And this right here is most definitely fixed air, y'all. And Aquarian energy for me is all about social conscience and individuality. And Aquarius energy is also tasked with making the world a better place. And it's extremely visionary. It's extremely pioneering. And it's always all about engaging others in the process too. And wherever Aquarius shows up in a chart, it's going to stand out and lead the way to a better tomorrow through quantum leaps. Okay. And I mean that. I put the emphasis on quantum leaps. Okay. And it's all about quirky authenticity, electric energy. And, it's all about exploring new ways to advance the world to a brighter tomorrow. And being the water bearer, hey, I'm telling you right now, man, Aquarian energy it's all about putting your feelings to the side and getting things accomplished. That's what the water's about, because this is a symbol of a god or individual pouring out water out of a bucket saying, hey, man, fuck them feelings. Let's do something about it. Okay. So when we're taking Saturn and we're putting Saturn in Aquarius, well, the first thing I'm going to tell you is that, none is more relevant than what we're going to speak about on this one. Okay. Because, not only does Saturn co-rule Aquarius, so that makes it greatly empowered here, but also because, hey, Saturn is in Aquarius right now. So people that have this placement natally are smack dab in the middle of their Saturn returns. So they are no doubt feeling it right now. And, hey, man, think about it. The world is in some crazy times. It's undeniable that the world is changing. And people with this placement, they're all about exploring the practical aspects of reality and working towards building a better future for themselves through their sheer will, their organizational skills, and, you know, through their boundless, unflagging energy that they're always able to have at their disposal too. Okay. I could never leave that out. But at the same time, though, okay, these motherfuckers here have a deep fear of being too self-involved. And so that's always going to be the source of an inner prompting to move forward, because while they're deeply interested in society and all its needs, they don't necessarily always take the initiative to actually do something to improve things very easily, because they know damn well that with their razor sharp focus and their brilliant minds, they're going to be exceptionally efficient and effective in doing whatever they want to do to change the world, man. Like, they could be so productive, and they really give off the impression that they could really make a difference if they just do their part. But that same scientific and logical mind, you know, it also knows that the future just might be doomed regardless. It just might be doomed regardless, because they have the ability to see the world for what the fuck it really is, which is filled with people who are just, you know, always exhibiting ignorant ass mindsets and stupidity and violence and superficiality. So they don't really know what the fuck to do. But it'll just take time and work for them to sort out the differences of making a difference. Okay. And that don't mean you need to get it twisted, because, you know, once they do get that sorted out, hey, this is actually one of the places where Saturn does its best shit, because here Saturn complements that morally superior spirit of the water bearer and their, you know, natural disposition towards altruism with a certain pragmatic sense that's anchored in reality. So instead of just fantasizing about achieving world peace and shit like that, hey, they're going to use their systematic mindset and amazing inner powers to really help people for real and whatever they can with whatever the fuck they have at their disposal. And hey, that's going to be real, man. But I've also observed that, you know, they can crave social acceptance a little too much. And although they really like people to think well of them, they're always balancing their need for recognition against the need for approval. And, those two needs operating against each other, they kind of always impede them from being as innovative and creative as they'd otherwise wish to be. And, you know, that could also, you know, put that innate superiority that they have, you know, at odds with their self, man. And that little complex that they give off, it doesn't always get taken the right way by people. So in order for them to get over that and a lot of other bullshit that they go through, they're just going to have to, you know, look inside their self and acknowledge that no matter what they actually did accomplish, they really could have accomplished a lot more. They really could have a lot more. And that right there will keep them humble and keep them hungry to accomplish more and more things. Now, when it comes to their love relationships and things like that, hey man, I'm gonna let you know shit might get really, really, really rough. And a lot of that has to do with their overly rational demeanor, because they're so damn analytical and cerebral that they have a certain lack of empathy, which could really, stop anybody from ever really getting close to them in any way, form, or fashion. Because in the constant search for rational solutions, they sometimes, push a lot of that emotional shit to the side, which ends up being emotional turmoil that goes unseen. And eventually there could be some feelings of discomfort and powerlessness that really gets in the way of whatever they're trying to build with whatever they have going on. However, though, let me also say that, if they could somehow work through that over time and develop that feeling part of themselves, if they can get to that, man, it could actually be really beneficial having this placement too. Because anybody that has the type of power that they have, along with the ability to balance their emotions and rational mindset, this then becomes a unique joy to be involved with. Okay? For real, man. But that's a fucking delicate balance right there, man. And, so to sum this up for y'all, man, the ways of the Aquarius Saturn person, they're really mysterious and profound and brilliant. And they're also almost completely incomprehensible to the common man. But they themselves would be knowing exactly what the fuck they're doing and how the fuck they're gonna do it. But, if they really want to make a difference, they're going to have to put that fucking ego to the side and, take a step back and be able to reflect on what the fuck they don't know. And then things will really come into perspective. But, it's going to take time and a lot of disconnect with society and friends and all kinds of things like that before they're able to work that out. But you don't have to believe a word I just said, because when it all boils down to it, just because you built like that, you don't have to build like that. And what I mean is, we all have all this energy available to us. What you do with it is what you do with it. And even beyond that, it's not about what you do. It's about how you do it. And that's some priceless knowledge in itself. And this being some priceless knowledge of self. If y'all fool with me on any level, man, you should be hitting that like button. Because I know I went in, man. You can hit the dislike button too, which I've been seeing some people do that, and that's okay with me. The world needs haters. Hell, I need them. That's motivation to just keep getting better and keep getting better. So that's all right. Do your thing. And so, if you're interested in the astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below, or you can email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. And the same thing goes if you want some merch, but I'm going to tell you now, you can get all the merch you want, and I want to sell it to you. Best believe. But this type of swag I got, it's got to be in you and not on you.